2 plates, 2 steaks, one's from a cow, one's from a tiger, same size, same cut. One of these you'd happily eat tonight. The other one you'd probably never even find in a store. And if you did, you'd hesitate. Why? Cows, pigs, chickens, deer, rabbits, every animal humans eat on a regular basis shares one thing in common. They're not hunters. We eat plant eaters. We eat the occasional omnivore. But almost nowhere on Earth do humans casually eat lions, wolves, eagles, or big predatory fish that only eat meat. That's strange when you think about it. It's the same muscle, the same protein, the same basic biology as every animal we do eat. So what's actually going on? The first guess most people land on, predator meat must be dangerous somehow. And there's a real reason to suspect that. Every animal picks up toxins over its lifetime. Heavy metals, parasites, bacteria. When a predator eats another animal, it doesn't just get that animal's meat. It gets everything that animal was carrying too. And if something eats that predator, it inherits the whole stack. Scientists call this bioaccumulation. Nasty stuff concentrating as it moves up the food chain. This is real. It's why some fish, like big tuna or swordfish, which sit near the top of ocean food chains, carry measurably higher mercury levels than smaller fish. Pregnant women are told to limit those exact species for that exact reason. So the danger is real. But here's the problem with this as the whole answer. We don't actually have evidence that eating land predators in general is more dangerous than eating land herbivores. Nobody's ever run the numbers on tiger meat poisoning rates, because almost nobody eats tiger meat. The fear might be intuitive. It isn't necessarily proven, so maybe it's simpler than safety. Maybe predator meat just tastes bad. There's actually a real mechanism behind this idea. Predators live lean. They have to be fast and strong to catch prey, which means very little body fat and dense, tightly packed muscle fiber. Less fat, tougher fiber. That's a recipe for chewy, tough meat. Humans generally don't love tough meat. Then there's flavor itself. What an animal eats changes how it tastes. That's the whole reason people argue about grass-fed versus grain-fed beef. Hunters who've eaten bear report the exact same pattern. Bears in spring, gorging on berries and plants, taste noticeably better than bears in fall, when they've been eating mostly fish. Different diet, same animal, completely different flavor. That seems like a solid case, until you remember something. We eat plenty of carnivorous fish. Salmon, cod, tuna, bass. Many of these fish eat nothing but other fish, and nobody's turning down a piece of salmon for tasting bad. If pure carnivore diet ruined flavor, that exception shouldn't exist. So taste alone doesn't hold up either. Here's the hypothesis that actually survives scrutiny. Math. Feed a cow 10,000 calories of grass. Almost all of that energy goes toward keeping the cow's body running. Breathing, moving, staying warm. Only about 10% of it turns into actual muscle you can eat. So that 10,000 calories of grass becomes roughly 1,000 calories of beef. That's a couple of steaks. Now take those 1,000 calories of beef and feed them to a tiger instead of a human. The same 10% rule applies again. You'd end up with just 100 calories of tiger meat. Look at that chain. 10,000 calories of grass in, only 100 calories of predator meat out. Every extra link in that food chain burns off 90% of the energy. Raising predators for meat isn't dangerous, and it isn't even really about taste. It's catastrophically wasteful. It's far easier, cheaper, and more efficient to just eat the cow. And this is the one hypothesis that actually explains the fish exception. The same energy loss happens underwater too. But for most of history, humans didn't farm ocean fish. We just caught whatever was already out there swimming. Efficiency only becomes a problem once you're the one paying to raise the animal from scratch. Predatory fish were never our project to feed, so the inefficiency never got the chance to matter. There's one more thread worth pulling. Culture and religion got here first in some cases. Jewish dietary law forbids eating predatory animals outright. The Quran specifically bars animals with fangs or claws, which rules out nearly every land predator by definition. And historically, once a practice like this becomes religious law for millions of people, it tends to spread outward into general culture, even among people who don't follow that religion at all. But here's where it gets interesting. Religious rules rarely appear out of nowhere. It's entirely possible these rules exist because of the same instincts behind hypotheses 1 and 2. that predator meat felt riskier or tasted worse long before anyone wrote it into scripture. Humans are very good at turning a gut feeling into a permanent rule. So what's the real answer? Probably all of it, tangled together. A little bit of real risk, a little bit of real toughness and flavor, a very real, very brutal math problem, and religious law that either caused the taboo or simply wrote down a feeling humans already had. Nobody's actually run a full scientific study asking, why don't humans eat predators, as its own dedicated question, which means, as strange as it sounds, this is one of those everyday assumptions nobody has ever fully answered. So here's the question worth sitting with. If lab-grown meat ever makes the efficiency problem disappear completely, no farm, no feed, no energy loss, would you actually try lion or wolf or tiger? Or is there something in us that would still say no, no matter how it was made?